The Church of England, facing an unprecedented crisis of confidence and accusations of systemic failures in handling abuse cases, is bracing itself for a highly charged governing body meeting next week. The gathering of the 500-member Synod follows a tumultuous period marked by the shocking resignation of the Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby, repeated calls for the Archbishop of York to step down, and the abrupt departure of the Bishop of Liverpool. Underlying these dramatic events are allegations of abuse, both historical and contemporary, and the Church's perceived inadequacy in addressing these deeply damaging issues. A recent poll revealing plummeting public trust raises serious questions about the Church of England's ability to provide moral leadership, a role it has historically claimed. Even Archbishop Stephen Cottrell of York, now the de facto leader of the Church, acknowledges the widespread public disgust directed towards the institution. The atmosphere preceding the Synod meeting is thick with tension and uncertainty. Father Robert Thompson, a London priest and Synod member who was among those advocating for Archbishop Welby's resignation last November, predicts a highly charged environment. Synod is usually highly managed and controlled, he explains, but many feel this very control is part of the problem. The perception of a culture of control and secrecy, shielding the Church from accountability, is a central concern amongst both clergy and the wider public. The series of high-profile resignations and departures, each linked to allegations of abuse or mishandling of abuse allegations, has profoundly undermined public trust and further exacerbated existing divisions within the Church itself. This deep sense of disillusionment extends beyond individual instances, touching upon the very core of the Church's governance and its capacity to address systemic issues. Last week, bishops convened for an off-site meeting, their discussions shrouded in an atmosphere of shock and concern following the emergence of allegations of sexual misconduct against Bishop John Perumbalath of Liverpool. Bishop Philip North of Blackburn, speaking at a Religion Media Centre briefing, described the bishops as very deeply shaken by the revelations, highlighting the gravity of the situation and the internal turmoil within the Church's leadership. This event underscores the pervasive nature of the crisis, extending beyond individual cases to impact the broader functioning and moral authority of the institution. The bishop's response, while acknowledging the gravity of the situation, also reflects the challenges inherent in fostering transparency and accountability within a hierarchical structure that has historically prioritized internal processes over external scrutiny. The upcoming Synod meeting holds significant implications for the future direction of the Church of England. Two critical decisions are on the agenda. The first concerns the transfer of safeguarding staff to an independent external body, a recommendation made a year ago by Professor Alexis Jay, the former chair of the National Child Abuse Inquiry. This crucial step, long delayed, is essential to ensuring genuine independence and impartiality in handling allegations of abuse and to rebuilding public trust. The failure to implement this recommendation previously points to the deep-seated reluctance within the Church to relinquish control and embrace external oversight. The second key decision relates to the broader issue of accountability and transparency. The Synod will face significant pressure to address systemic issues that have allowed abuse to occur and persist, and to demonstrate a clear commitment to meaningful reform. This will require a fundamental shift in culture, a move away from a culture of secrecy and self-preservation towards one of openness and genuine accountability. The need for independent investigations and robust mechanisms to ensure that allegations are thoroughly investigated and appropriately addressed, regardless of the status of those involved, is paramount. The Church's reputation is severely damaged, and restoring public trust will necessitate a commitment to radical transparency and a willingness to confront difficult truths. The current crisis is not merely a matter of individual failings. It represents a profound challenge to the Church of England's moral authority and its very existence. The upcoming Synod meeting will be a critical juncture, determining whether the Church can effectively address the systemic failures that have led to this crisis of confidence. The weight of expectation rests heavily on the Synod members. Their decisions will have far-reaching consequences, shaping not only the future of the Church of England, but also its ability to regain the trust and respect of the public. The path to recovery requires a profound commitment to transparency, accountability, and genuine reform. A path that will undoubtedly involve difficult choices and significant changes within the institution's long-standing structures and culture. The survival of the Church of England in its current form may well depend on the outcome of this pivotal meeting. The eyes of the nation, and indeed the world, are upon them.